Hello, hello, hello. I'm awfully glad that you are here today. We are on day 23 of our Journaling with Kerry, Silver Lining Moments, a practice of gratitude and resilience. Thank you for showing up. Today, we are finding and celebrating the light in our conversations. So get ready, grab your journal, get your pen, let's journal. If you go to my website, silverliningmoments.com, you will notice that I have it kind of divided up into 4 main sections: light in ourselves, light in our conversations, light in each other, light in each moment. That really sums up the vision and purpose for Silver Lining Moments, to help us use creativity through the podcast, through the journals, through little projects here and there, to help us restore and connect with the light in ourselves, the light in our conversations, the light in each other, the light in each moment. Up until now, we have found and celebrated and honored the light in ourselves, in each other, with our family and friends, our community, and the world. And today we're focusing on our conversations. I wanted to spend one day, or actually we're going to spend 2 days on conversations, because everywhere around us there just seems to be a mode of conversation that is heated, that is based on anger, that divides people, and conversations don't have to be that way. And conversations in what we see on TV and social media is, sometimes they can be quite toxic. And some of the conversations in our personal lives can be difficult and hard. I know with me, I do all this personal development work. I'm thinking, yeah, good, Kerry. I'm peace, I'm calm. I know the nonviolent communication techniques. I'm grounded. Then I go home, and all that sometimes gets washed out the window. My therapist once told me, she's like, no matter how old you are, when you go home, you become the age that you were the last time you lived at your home full time. So that kind of puts it in perspective. Family is awesome. They see the best of us, they see the worst of us, and they love us through it all. So for that, I'm always very grateful. I would like to keep my practices, my tools, my conversations grounded in love, and extend that to my conversations with the people who are closest to me. Okay, lost my thought. Here we go. Sorry, I lost my thought, but here's how we see conversations around us now on TV and social media. They're used to stir up angst, fear, frustration, division. And that's what we see, what conversations are. And sometimes that carries over into our personal lives, our conversations with our family, friends. And conversations, I really believe that conversations can be a bridge to peace building and unity. So that's why I put focus on light in our conversations on my website, as well as in the purpose and vision for Silver Lining Moments. And that's why we're going to focus on it here today, our conversations. So what I want us to do at first, get comfortable, get in your writing chair. I'm going to stay in this chair today for my writing. And let's just get grounded. Yep, let's just get grounded. Oops. Stretch. I've had kind of a day where technology has been a little frustrating for me today. Different things. Every time I go to touch something or work something, it just wasn't working. So I'm going to hold up my handshake and just release that. You can go ahead, if depending on if you're at the end of the day and some frustrations or angst, just if you're at the beginning of your day, you can use this just to wake you up. Okay? I actually feel better. All right, good. So list conversations in your life that have been difficult or challenging. You're not providing the whole narrative for each conversation right now, just a brief description, maybe who it was with and the time, conversation with so-and-so over Thanksgiving dinner. We're not that far removed from the holidays, so many of us may have gone to family gatherings and have been a part of or have witnessed difficult conversations. So if you did, list it, put it in your journal. If you didn't, awesome, very nice. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes just listing some conversations that really were difficult, were challenging, and maybe left us not feeling so good. At the top of my page, I'm just writing just to get me focused a little bit. Light in our conversations. Even though I'm listing the difficult conversation, I know that there's still light in them somewhere. Okay, good. I had, for those who have the journal, I think in one of the stories, the last story on page 182, A Moment of Doubt is Lined by Trust, I share a conversation that I had with a family member that just really, me and this family member always have, I shouldn't say always, have struggled in having peaceful conversations. Um, and so I share a story about one of those right in that in that in that story. I share about how one of those conversations really just, you know, shook with me a bit, or shook me a bit, because I think what makes these conversations difficult is not just the conversations themselves and how they go, but have you ever walked away from a conversation where you weren't the person that you are? You weren't the person that you want to be. Um, in this conversation, I raised my voice. I I know I raised my voice a lot, and I probably may have said maybe some condescending remarks, or just not really listening to the other person. And I'm like, I know better. I have trained on how to have conversations better. This is not who I want to be. And so after the conversation, I end up, you know, berating myself for a long time over it, just feeling really, really low. In that story, I share a little silver lining moment in it. It's just, and really the silver lining is it's just an opportunity for growth and the lessons learned from it. And I will say from that point forward, I'm not going to say I'm all conversations haven't flowed with peace and harmony, but even with this particular person, the conversations don't quite get to that same level. And I'm better at being able to tell when I'm being triggered. And when I do notice that I'm being triggered, the time, let's say I was being triggered and it used to take me 3 hours to notice it after the conversation was over. Now I notice it maybe 15 minutes later. So maybe the conversation is still going on and I have time to either say, ooh, I need to walk away now, or I can reset how I'm having the conversation. Ideally there'll be a day where trigger, recognize it, behave the way that I want to behave, all line up at the same time. But this is where it's practice, because with practice is how we shorten that lag time. So, all right, take that for what you will. So now, write about, look over the conversations that you listed as the difficult conversations. Write about how this difficult conversation impacted you. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about your role in the conversation? If you could, would you handle yourself differently in that conversation? We can't control other people, but we do have control over the choices and the actions that we make. All right, there you go. All right. Now, we're going to do this next part relatively fast. List some good conversations that you had, the conversations that you just walked away from feeling filled up with love and connection and really close to the person, or a conversation where you felt really inspired and loved. Conversations that were just fun, that maybe a conversation that you don't even know what you said or what the conversation was about, but you remember laughing a lot. So yeah, go ahead, list a few of those conversations right now. So now just write a sentence or two how these conversations left you feeling. Just be, when I have these type of conversations, I feel. Okay, it's time to look back at what we wrote. It's time to look back at what you wrote and name your silver lining moment for today about your writing. A moment of blank is lined by blank. Fill in the blanks. All right, just as an example for mine, I put, a moment of difficulty is lined by renewal. And there we go. There we have it for today. Let's come back together. Let me put my timer down, my book down, give you my full attention. You got it? Thank you for showing up today and looking into your conversations and finding the light in our conversations. We're going to pick up on this tomorrow. Until then, during today, may you be happy and healthy. May you be free from suffering, from physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, financial suffering. May you be free from negativity, drama, and conflict. May you be immersed, filled up with, from head to toe, every cell of your being, with prosperity, positive energy, love, and kindness. During today, may you see the silver linings in the conversations you have. During today, may you give and may you receive genuine acts of love and kindness. All right, I will see you tomorrow for day 24.